Hey everyone, Jim's Tectonic. Today we're working on a Harley Davidson 1984 Sportster. I believe it's 1200. Having issues with the front brakes. It's been sitting probably for, God, I'd say 10, 15 years. It hasn't been running. I took it, got it running. Um, had issues with the carburetor, battery, had to replace the battery. Had to get a new ignition coil for it. It had quit sparking, and then just recently I changed that, and it still wouldn't fire. So then I pulled the plugs, I cleaned those, and so now it fires up and runs. And I can probably show you all that when we're done, but I got to see if I can get these brakes freed up, because they were smoking when I was driving down the road, and when I'd let off the gas it would come to a stop almost by itself. And I took it for a spin on the grass, and of course the front end just slid right out from under me, and so I ended up laying it down in the grass. So it's a big issue. So we're going to get started on that. Now they're disc brakes, and there's one on each side. So, and I believe this one was smoking, but they're probably both froze up. So we're going to go ahead and start on this one. So it's a 1/8" Allen wrench. Takes these bolts out. Okay, got this brake caliper off, and I don't know if you can see, but it was what was it, 1/8" Allen wrench to pop the two bolts off to get the caliper off, and that wasn't too bad. But you know, when I got it off, it had to shimmy it off. I don't know if I showed all that, but you had to wiggle it back and forth to get it off. Well, then I put this little pry bar in here on top of the shoe, because there's, on a normal vehicle you can usually get the C-clamp in there and just push the caliper or the diaphragm back together, but this one I had to stick a little pry bar in there, and I Allen or C-clamped it here to the other side, and when I started cranking it down I heard it pop, so it was stuck. The caliper was stuck in the closed, or the, I'd say, yeah, the brake position where you got pressure on the disc. So now that that's broke loose, I sprayed a little bit of WD down in there where the caliper comes in and out. You don't want to get any on the shoes naturally, but when I had both these lines off, checking them, making sure, in the bleeder, and I put some, WD on the threads, or a little bit of oil in the threads, and put it back together. So probably gonna have to do the same thing to the other side. Snap that one, probably is stuck in the on position too. Hopefully these will open and release when I get it back together. So we're going to go ahead and reinstall this one back on here, because this one is loose now. It don't fit tight. So Well, it definitely seems to roll a lot easier now, so that made a big difference. Now I am going to remove the bleeder screw. Clean the orifice. Wipe my WD off. Make sure the orifice is cleaned out. Stick something down in the hole, make sure it's not plugged. Oil the threads while I have it out. And go ahead and wipe it off. Wipe the excess off and go ahead and put it back in. Right here at this point, I'm depressing the brake lever and cracking the bleeder screw to make sure I've gotten all the air out of it. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to take it out for a road test now. So there you have it. Working good now. It's a matter of freeing up the calipers. Hey, like and subscribe if this was any help to you. And I got her all cleaned up. Hopefully we can sell it now that she's up and running after sitting for 10 years or more. Can't really remember, but so there you go. Catch you on the next one.